Hello lovely beans, it's Jules here. This week has been very tough. Back in early September I made this video about my dog Wally. He was about to turn 15, which is not super old for a Chihuahua, but still a decent age. At the end of that month he suddenly couldn't weight bear on one of his back legs, and the vet diagnosed arthritis, so he was put on some medication, and we were told he needed to do exercise as much as he could really, without going on excessively long dog walks, for which he was not a fan anyway. By the end of November things had got much worse, and we decided as a family to try and have one last Christmas with him. Not only did he have the spinal arthritis, which meant that he couldn't feel his feet and his back legs, but he was also nearly blind and had suffered from terrible separation anxiety with my husband. And this really was a problem. I mean, every time my husband went to the loo, Wally had to go with him as well. You may have seen in a recent video that my husband is undergoing chemotherapy at the moment, and last week he needed a day in hospital for tests. Thankfully, that day Wally was feeling very sleepy and it wasn't a huge problem, but it could have been. We had to leave Wally with my son and my sister, but that didn't mean it would be like next time my husband needs to be out all day. And then on chemo day last week, Wally had to come with us because he was having one of his anxious days, and he whined from the moment he got into the car. After 5 minutes of us reassuring him that he wasn't going to the vet, don't worry Wally, we're just taking Daddy somewhere, that sort of thing, he stopped whining, and the car filled with the smell of strong dog wee. So he'd needed a pee and we hadn't known. I dropped my husband at the hospital and took Wally home to clean him up. Anyway, going back to Christmas, we did have that last Christmas together, and here he is opening his presents. It really was one of the joys of our Christmas days, watching him rip open the paper, whether or not the present was his. By last week he was mostly incontinent, in pain, and needed carrying to and from the garden, so we knew it was time, and on Monday night our lovely vet came to our house and we said goodnight to him. As I said at the beginning, this week has been so tough. Feeding our other dog on her own for the first time, opening the dishwasher and seeing 2 dog bowls, tidying away his coats, and not to mention handing his body over to the lovely lady from the pet crematorium. But I am looking forward to getting his ashes back in the next day or 2 so that he can be with us again. So I'm putting this out there to ask for your help. I mean, it's not the first time I've been through grief. I've lost my brother and my sister, both my parents and 2 uncles, so it's not unfamiliar territory. But this is the first time I've lost a beloved pet. I keep getting waves of emotional pain, and as you can probably hear, forget trying to hold a conversation with me unless you can understand through sobs and snuffling. Is there any way to make this easier? Do you have any advice? I heard someone say that you just have to let it pass through you, and that's what I'm doing. So each time I feel it coming, instead of bracing myself against it, I just let it pass through. And I'm drawing and painting. This cosy kitty picture was filmed on the morning after he died, while I was trying hard not to think about his cremation. This is the problem with being a creative empath. If that's what I am, my imagination is very fertile, and I can't help getting images in my head that I'd rather were not there. It's easier today because the cremation will be done now. I think probably having two major life events happening at the same time, that of my husband's diagnosis after many years of illness and Wally's deterioration, has made handling it harder. It's interesting to have a weekly sort of a journal on YouTube to see how my demeanour has changed over the last year or so. I feel I'm not as fun, and there's not as much buffoonery as there used to be. So if you're sticking with me, I want to say I'm most grateful for that and your company. Today should be a momentous one for me because my latest book, Vincent and the Mermaid, has finally been printed and arrived at my publishers. But to be honest, I am having trouble focusing on that today. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. I've already made a video for next week. It's all about how to find your illustration style if you're starting out as an illustrator. So I hope you'll join me then. With any luck, as the bereavement ebbs, normal waggish service will resume. Until then, I hope you like the cosy kitty picture. Take care of yourself and your furry or feathered friends, and I will see you next week. Nanu nanu.